130 liters that you would have had. So the first thing we had was number of baths.
And we're adding that for both.
So,
for all 3 days.
So the first one you have is number of baths. So you would put in how many you have. If I had 1, then I would multiply that by 130, and then the total number of liters is 130 liters. Okay? I'm just putting up examples. You guys, I don't want you doing this unless you know for sure what you did, because I see a lot of your sheets you didn't fill anything out.
So like, if
yeah, it's hard to remember 3 days what you did and that, but that's why I wanted you to keep track, and I sent out reminds. So that's all you do. On each one of these, you're just going to find a total for that water usage. That's all you're going to do. Next one was number of showers. So I'm just making up numbers. Don't use mine. If you use mine, I'm not going to give you a very good grade. Okay? So number of showers, let's say, there's 2 in our household now. We'd say, we took, over those 3 days, we took maybe 8 showers. And let's say my wife takes a shower for about 13 minutes, I take about 8. I'm going to average that. So if I did 13 minutes, or she did 13 minutes, I did 8 minutes, then the average, and we did the same number, so we did the same number of showers basically in that. So then I'd add those all up, add those two together, and that's 21 minutes. The average time is like 10 and a half minutes, right? 10.5 minutes was my average length of my shower. So then I would take the 8 showers times 10.5 minutes, and then I would take that times, let's use the water efficient. Now if you know that your shower head puts out a lot more water than some of the ones you've been in where they're kind of you just barely can get wet, then use the 19. But I'm going to use the 9. So then I multiply that all out and I'll get a total. Okay, so 8 times 10 and a half is 85 times 9 would give me my liters. Because this would be 9 liters per minute. And if you notice, the units cancel out and we end up with liters on that. So you guys do your own. It doesn't do you any good to do and make up stuff. So that's why I had reminds sent out. I gave you a week to do this. You guys do your own. Last class was pretty good. I knew it was really good because it was close to the national average on all of them. Okay? And they did a nice job of really explaining why they had we had some that had a big usage and we had some that was a very small usage, and you can tell the difference. It's really easy to tell the difference of why somebody uses a lot versus somebody that doesn't use very much at all.
So where it says minutes, you want
So the minutes would be average minutes per shower.
Okay.
The number of showers you put in there is how many showers total for the 3 days that were done. Okay, and then then depending upon the shower head, you guys know if you got one that's efficient, water efficient, because it just doesn't put out a lot of water. Okay?
Well, see, mine's in the front seat of my car completely.
We'll go get it.
Well, I didn't want you to be mad at me.
Why would I be mad? You can listen online, because that's what we're doing.
Yeah, too.
Okay.
Because I was like this one, so I was getting hurt.
That's okay. Okay, so those are the first two, and what I'm doing, all I'm doing is I'm getting total for each water usage, and I'm putting it in that last column. So the next one would be numbers of cups of water for drinking and cooling. So some of you get through the day, you drink quite a bit of water. Okay, cooking, if you went out to eat all the time, then you wouldn't have any for cooking. If there was a meal or two cooked, it probably requires you to boil some water, boil noodles, steam vegetables, I don't know. Just kind of estimate that, because it's not going to have a big role in the total volume. It really doesn't. I mean, for every cup, you got 0.2 liters. So if we use 10 cups, that would be 2 liters is all. So really, that's not a big thing, but if you have it, it does add into your total. So I'm going to go ahead and put one in. Number of cups. Okay, this is going to be a big one. It's the number of times you went to the bathroom.
Yep.
Just what? How many times during the 3 days the bathroom was in use? Okay? And if you had diarrhea, that would be...
Yikes.
If you were sick and throwing up, that might be another... Okay? So, and I'm just putting up examples for you. Don't follow mine. Okay? Do not follow what I put up. You put what you realistically would use for that. Guys, on the flush, let's look at doing the middle one, 13. That's like, 13 is like 3 gallons fills the back of your stall up. Okay? So it'd be 3 of these is about 13. You pour 3 of these in. The back, if the back isn't very big, okay, then you take the lower of the 3. Okay? If you don't know, take the middle one. Okay? That's what you want to do.
Exactly.
Flushed away.
Okay? We didn't do any water. We got back from a trip and we did about 4 loads of laundry. So I'm going to put, we probably did a couple before we left, so we did 6. And then 170 would be the average volume in the basin that's done. So that would be 600, that would be 1,020. So 1,020 liters. If I did 6 loads, we did 6 loads, it'd be 1,020 liters. Yeah, if you have a big family, every night you're probably doing a load or 2, or can do a load or 2, unless you want it all built up, and then your Saturday or Sunday's wasted of doing laundry and switching laundry and drying laundry and folding laundry and all that good stuff. Okay, so this would be laundry. Next one. Number of hand wash loads. We don't do hand wash loads. We put everything in the machine. But if you do hand load washes, you can figure out if the water's running when you rinse. It's 114 liters per load. If you have a rinse container, you just dip it through and then dry, then that would be 19 liters per load on average. So you need to decide which one it is. I'm going to go ahead and put my number of washed loads as 1. So this is machine washed. We had 1. If it's a long cycle, like it's a 3-hour cycle, then it would be the 61 liters. If it was like a short cycle, like an hour or less, then it would be the 26 liters. So a lot of you know what it's set at. It'll be set time-wise. Okay? So I know ours is like 3 hours, but we really load, max load. We do it every 3 days or so. And does a good job of cleaning it then too. Okay? We're getting down to the bottom. Number of car washes. If you ran your car through the wash once, I'm going to go ahead and say wash car once. Just ran it through and it sprayed 680 liters.
It's about like a half wash. That's probably way less.
I would say probably maybe 200, 150, 200, depending upon. Okay, and then when you're in the sink and you let the water run because you're washing your face or you're brushing your teeth and you're letting the water run to rinse your toothbrush, whatever you do, when you shave, your razor, okay, you're doing your hair, whatever the case might be. Again, this is pretty minimal, but I'm going to say, you know, our average running time during that time, if we were in the bathroom in the morning, ran the water, probably a total of 10 minutes.
3 days?
Well, we don't run it very often because I shave, I run it, do it, and then also when I brush my teeth, I do it, but I don't have it on the whole time. So I'm going to go 10 minutes. I'm going to go water efficient, 90, so I'm going to go 90 liters. When you guys have that whole column tabulated, like I have, add everything up. Just add that whole column up at the end and you'll get a number. And then we're going to go to then fill it in for number 1 on the on the next page. So number 1 on the next page, fill that in. So once you did tabulate your total, fill it in on number 1 on the back page once you've tabulated everything. So that will be your total water usage for 3 days. 3,000, mine was 3,068. Okay?
What's the average?
Well, what we're going to do is we'll get, because that, you can have some families with 7 people, you can have some families with 2 people. So this is just a total for the family, and we don't know how many people. In my kid's situation, it would be 2. So, depending upon your family and how many's at home during the 3 days, you'll have a different total. And it can look really high and then end up not to be very high because there's a lot of people associated with it. So. I'm going to let you guys take about 3-4 minutes to readjust and relook at your numbers on the front page. Just kind of look at those. Say, well, I don't know about that. I don't remember. Try to remember back. Were loads of laundry done? Was dishes done? There's some other things you can do. If you got a dog that you have to water, that would take maybe 1 liter a day. Watering the dog. Okay? Once in the morning, once in the afternoon. You have to watering plants. So if you go and water your plants, that might take 1 liter or 2, depending upon how much water that they need. If you have a humidifier, does anybody run a humidifier in here? If you're pouring water in a humidifier, that's probably, probably 5 gallons at least that you're pouring in there at a time. So 5 gallons would constitute about 20 liters at a time. It's every time you have to fill it up. So if you got a humidifier, that's another thing you can look at. So let's get all your numbers on the, you can adjust those numbers and recalculate any time. So take a few minutes to do that, because when we get to the back page, everybody has to be ready to give me their numbers. So when we get to number 2, you got to be ready to do the calculation for number 2 and give me your numbers. I take my total of 3,068, and that's going to go on number 1 in the back. How much total water was used during 3 days? 3,068 is my total. Number 2, I'm going to go ahead and figure out liters per person per day. So, the people, you need to divide into that number, and 3 days you need to divide into that number both. So go ahead and find out your water usage per person per day by taking your total volume, number 1, divided by the total people. Now, we had other people that said one day, and they did a good job, and they're being honest, like one day there were 5 people there. The next day, there was just 2 there, and then there was 3 the third day.
My family was home that week.
So that would be 10, and this is what this person had. 10 people over the 3 days, they divided by 3, and they got the average per person per day is 3.3. So they divided by 3.3 people. Because if you had the same number of people there every single day, then you would just use whatever that number is per day.
And then times that by the whole amount.
Yeah, so what goes down here, this would be the 368. Then down here I would have 2 people, and it was over 3 days. So basically I'm dividing by 6. So I'm dividing my total by 6. So mine was 511 per person, liters per person per day.
Mine's 18.
511.
6 people were home. That's how many in my family.
Right, you take it times 18, and then you say you take your total divided by 18. And then you'll get a liters per person in your family per day.
140?
Wow. Okay? So there's a box down below. And that box down below, don't fill it out until we get all our totals, because somebody will make a mistake and go, oh, I did it wrong. I shouldn't be in that column. I should be in this column. Then I have to adjust my columns. So don't write any of this down right away, and we're going to do it all together here. So number 3, you got this box. We're going to make a histogram.
What is a histogram?
Bar graph. Okay? So 0 to 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, and 800. Did anybody have usage over 800 liters per person per day?
Yeah, that's insane.
Okay, raise of hands. Have everybody done? I'll wait a second to get you to do number 2, but raise of hands. How many was between 0 and 100 usage? Okay, so that would be nothing there. 2 to 300, how many? Raise your hand. We got
No, wait. I was
1.
I'm 100 to 200.
2. That's what I'm wanting. 100 to
Oh,
200.
you said
1,
200.
2,
Wait, are we on
3, 4. 100 to 200 liters per person per day. So raise your hands again so I get it right. 1, 2, Thought there was a third. Nope. Okay, so on the side I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4,
Hey,
5.
that is not necessary.
Okay, so we have 2 people. 2 to 300, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. 3 to 400, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 to 500. 4 to 500 today, raise your hand. 5 to 600 today, raise your hand. Now, if I count up these, and I've got like 10 people, and we got 14 or 15 in here, I'm going to have to go back, figure out what's going on. Okay? Because everybody needs to give their input. Okay? So right now I got 2, 5, 9, 11. Okay? I know. We got 13. Okay? So I got 2 more. 6 to 700. Oh, you haven't figured yours yet?
He's so happy. Like,
Anybody above 600? What'd you get? Okay. Okay? What'd you get? Luke, what'd you get? Divide by...
divide that how many people are in your house. What is this, a big number?
685.
We got 685 per day. That's a big... Don't get it right. Huh?
You divide by 3 points.
What'd you get?
Wait a second. Don't fill this in yet because Luke's still figuring it out. It's got to be per day. So you divide by how many people in your family and also divide by 3 days.
You divide by 3.
So, okay. I don't know if that's what they're doing, but I don't know.
22, 8.
Is that
228.
Yeah.
I was like, this is sick of you or what?
228.
Something that dentist said. Oh, we're just going to be inside.
what changed?
6 to 700. Did you have 6 to 700? Right.
I just had that numbing stuff.
All right. You guys can go ahead and do that on the bottom histogram. Just be careful on that. I'm not very good on my 1. It doesn't look like it's level at 1. So my 2 looks good, but my 1 looks a little higher than it should be.
Is that 4 in the middle there? I can't tell.
Yep.
I'm just writing my
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Those last 2 people are such a...
4s goes 2, 4, 4, 1, 1.
2, 4, 3.
This kind of looks like our last one. Did you get?
Did you go to the last show? The big one?
You have a question?
I did see because I got
So the 2 on The 300 is that 4?
Yes. Both those middle two are 4.
Oh, wait, yeah, they just left them back You pay more attention to that class.
We got 2 people, 100 to 200. I need who did 110. Okay, when I get you your number, or above your number, let me know. 110, 120, 130, 140.
We have an option.
What'd you get?
136, 50.
What'd you get?
139.
So 136, 139.
Dude, you need that quicker. She's got 100.
No, I don't.
Okay,
Wait, 69.
2 to 300. I got 4 people that fit in this range. So 200, 210, 220, 218, 230,
Are we bidding?
240, 250,
Sold.
Mine's at
The man in
246.
black.
Whoa.
260,
Yep.
270.
Wait, yeah.
What'd you get?
259.
Okay, that should be it. There was 4. Okay, next one, 3 to 400, 300, 310.
308.
I'll be cool.
You had 308?
Yeah. Wow. 308.2.
320, 330, 340, 350.
347.
Sold.
Jeez.
Okay, 340, 350. Okay, what's the last 300?
I have 399.
399.
You were gonna make him go all the way.
Yeah, I was gonna wait till he said 400. I'd say something.
What?
Oh, it's resale for like
Okay.
what you actually do.
We don't have any between 4 and 500. I have 511.
No, it is.
And this is
And then we have, what'd you have?
this is how many baths did you do?
What'd you get?
I had 800.
You have 800. What'd you have?
3 days.
664.
665.
800.
And you have 800.
That's all that's.
Are you sure?
I have a lot of people in my house, I'm just saying.
Did you divide by how many people in your house?
Yes.
So you divide by 3 and then also divide by how many people in your house. So that front total should be divided by 3 and then equals and then divide by how many people are in your house.
That's my actually. I gave it to him one day.
Can you catch it?
Oh, he's staring intently like, are you sure you did that right?
It's just who is
I don't think I did it right because the humidifiers, I didn't know how to add that part because I wanted to add this.
They take about a gallon.
Oh, medium?
What depends on
Go cross country.
Which one?
When Art tells you about
The-
$3.
You're going?
I would just go to yeah, it's section.
No, it's just.
So that's probably a liter.
And then
Figure probably- Figure
Yeah.
maybe 4 liters.
No, I don't need that. Give it 20. Give it No,
How many times do you feel?
I'm gonna beat you.
I don't know.
So let's just guess we're gonna go
You'll like.
10 times for.
He's actually stationed.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not that fast at my life.
I'm not that fast either. Luke is fast.
No, I love that.
Yo, maybe it's just- I'm not even gonna change
No, I got
it.
this extra.
It's 62. Make it larger. Senior awesome.
We're alright.
I don't have a shirt on.
Just cut it, just cut it so you-
Still one of Lucas's shirts.
The oldest one? He would be there.
Divide by how many
I might have something.
E
Make it the right one.
I have a lot of shirts that don't fit. So if it's like not this size, extra for this size. Which
They come along together.
So when we,
Oh, I go 4 miles.
You said the bike trail, I think you're gonna do like.
Not that far.
and yours is 301.
Why is this so heavy?
Just like I'll just run in front of you guys.
Hey,
and walk back.
we're not adjusting this. We would have, if we do, we'd have 5 here, we'd have 1 there, and then this one up here. So this, they'd still be about the same. This would be 5, 5, and that 1, and that would be it. Okay, so we get rid of this 800, and the 665 we get rid of, right? Okay. First thing we need to do is we got to find the average.
Wait a minute, so I can get mine
Here we go. So one thing, when you look at data, a lot of times you get what's called the mean or the average. So we need somebody to add these up, 2 or 3 people, so we can compare numbers and make sure that's right. Add these all up and divide by
I'll let
Adam on
the microphone.
divide by 14.
Oh my
So add them up, divide by 14. Add all these up, down to 590.
58 degrees.
Wait a minute, did you see? Those after like, I didn't know there was a Gosh.
Okay, so this goes in
How much are we supposed to be dividing by?
15.
Hey, what's the first?
I got 280.
Okay,
What's the thing about 308?
347,
No, no, no.
399, 511, 590,
No.
308.
Dude, it could be an oxygen.
The number of.
So 136, 139, 218, 221, 228, 246, 259, 301, 308, 308, 347, 399, 511, 590.
511.
That's fine.
The one above.
Divide by 15.
Yep.
Because it looks like a nine. The first one.
I don't bet 3,000.
You're sure it's not.
Can you just say?
Okay, I heard 2. They said 280. So that's what we're going with.
2?
So that's the average. Okay, we're going to go down through these questions. It says number 4. What was the largest average daily use calculated? What was it?
590.
590. What was the smallest? 136. The difference between the largest and smallest value is called the range. The range is the difference between 590 and 136. What's the range? 454. That's the range. Compute the mean. We just did it. The mean is 280.
Liters.
Yep. Mean is 280 liters per person per day.
Median's the middle one, 308.
Okay? Then it has to find a median. The median is the halfway point. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Don't delete it.
259 minus 301, isn't it?
So we had 15, so it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So 300. No.
8. 301.
My number's
So you could put 301 or 308. 301, 308. Okay, what's the mode? I know it didn't ask for mode, but what's the mode?
308.
308. Doesn't ask for that, but 308. So,
What do you think?
the national average when this book came out,
When did the book come out?
probably about 7 years old.
2012?
It says the average usage per person per day is, this is on number 8, is 370 liters.
We're under the average.
So, our mean is under the average. Okay? Our median is still under the 370. Okay?
So basically,
Not necessarily. It depends upon what you're doing. Because what I want you guys to do is finish this side. I want you to make sure 4 through 8's all answered. And then put it away. So answer those questions. And then while you guys are doing that, who had the 136?
Yeah.
Okay. What was your major usage of water? What was your biggest total off to the right?
Number of washing machine loads with laundry.
Oh.
No. Never mind, it was the sink one.
Okay. And then how much laundry did you do?
3 loads in 3 days. Like,
1 load a day.
yeah, so
Okay.
5 to 10 leads.
All right. So it didn't come out to be a whole lot.
Yes.
Okay. Did you have how many people?
4.
Okay. So 3 loads of laundry, 4 people. That's kind of like less than, quite a bit less than 1 load a person.
Yeah.
Is what it'd be, about a third load per person. Okay, let's go to the. Mine was 511. Mine was higher, second to highest. And it looks like mine was the laundry. We did 6 loads for 2 people.
yeah, mine was the one too.
Yeah. So it doesn't mean if on those days we did it, the 3 days, you did a lot of laundry, then your average is going to be jacked up.
And the dishwasher.
And the dishwasher is going to be jacked up. If you didn't have one of those 3 days as your laundry day, it's not going to be. So I think laundry and showers are 2 big ones. Okay? A lot of times people over the weekend they do laundry, and so because they don't want to do it during the week, they're too busy during the week, and so they'll do 5, 6, 7 loads.
Get bored in the middle of the night, 2 a.m. do laundry. You ever take a shower at night upstairs?
I do my laundry.